1. Why would you kill a dog? A. Because you hated the dog. B. Because you were mad. C. Because you wanted to make Mrs. Shears upset. Hello, I'm here to tell you about The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime by Mark Haddon. This book is a murder mystery and takes place in 1998 England. From the 4 lines I read, you have probably guessed that the victim is a dog, Wellington, and the owner is Mrs. Shears. A murder mystery about a dog? Quite interesting, isn't it? Usually, murder mysteries are about, well, humans. This was my first time reading about a dog, at least. But this is just an example of how original and refreshing and quirky this book is. Even the chapters are not in plain old cardinal numbers. They're in prime numbers. And you know why? Let me take you through the line of reasoning. This is how you work out what prime numbers are. First, you write down all the positive whole numbers in the world. Then you take away all the numbers that are multiples of 2. Then you take away all the numbers that are multiples of 3. Then you take away all the numbers that are multiples of 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and so on. The numbers that are left are the prime numbers. The rule for working out prime numbers is really simple, but no one has ever worked out a simple formula for telling you whether a very big number is a prime number or what the next one will be. If a number is really, really big, it can take a computer years to work out whether it is a prime number. Prime numbers are useful for writing codes, and in America they are classed as military material. And if you find one over 100 digits long, you have to tell the CIA, and they buy it off of you for $10,000. But it would not be a very good way of making a living. Prime numbers are what is left when you have taken all the patterns away. I think prime numbers are like life. They are very logical, but you could never work out the rules, even if you spent all your time thinking about them. And this is just a part of what I love most about this book. Not only is it very cool and quirky, how many books have chapters in prime numbers? But it also kind of makes you feel smart. You can learn so many random but awesome facts, like the capital city of Venezuela is Caracas, and that there are 2 different types of heart attacks, and the word metaphor is actually a metaphor. And you'll find out why in this book. My 2 favorite qualities about The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime are how moving the story is and how much you can learn, not in a random facts sort of way, but in a life lesson sort of way. Parts of it completely rip away your faith in humanity, like the scene where a student bullies the main character, Christopher John Francis Boone, because he has autism. But then there are parts where you just stop and think about how amazing and improbable but plausible this general story is. I mean, think about it. Everything's stacked against this guy. The head mistress of his school tried to stop him from taking the A-levels because he had a disorder. He has a whole list of fears, yet he's determined to find the murderer of the dog. Even with all odds against him, he is just able to fight on, and this is how he lives. This is the kind of story where you root for the protagonist. If you're looking for a quirky, refreshing, thrilling novel with tons of awesome stuff you can learn, this is your book.